Here we are, episode 2. So last time we looked at a lupus, this guy specifically, and we had a great time with that fantastic intro sequence and the fun optimization and all the other fantastic things that happened last time. So what I wanted to do was try a different race and a different class. So I've made an elf mage. Maybe ranged combat is better. Somehow I doubt it. But we're going to go ahead and do it. See if maybe if the story's any better or the voice acting or anything like that, which I doubt as well. So yeah, let's jump into it. We don't want to do the basic guide because that was terrible. So to be honest, I haven't actually touched this game since I did my last video on it. Mostly because, you know, why would I want to waste my time playing this when I could play anything else? So once we get through this very fast loading screen, we'll be able to get started and see what wonders await us in Bless. Something tells me that we're not going to see much of an improvement this go round. Let me know if you'd be interested in seeing a continuation of that other character or this one. I mean, who knows, maybe this one's more playable and has a better story? I don't know. Here we go. Is that deer eating the other deer? Okay.
The corrupted beasts live in terrible pain.
Okay, so he's a corrupted beast.
And it's all happening because we failed to protect the tree of life.
Oh boy.
And that's why we have to accept responsibility as well.
So cannibalism is the... Oh, and there's orcs. Okay, well this isn't the Lord of the Rings at all. Oh no, not at all. Oh, look at that. Oh yeah. Oh, the combat in this game is so good. I can't wait till I get to do that.
Why are they here?
Okay, here we go. I got a daily reward. What did I get? Oh, wow. Forget all this. We gotta see what our daily reward is. It said to check the mail. Let's see what we got. We got the glorious return shoulder pads of the hero. Is that like an item that I can equip? What is it? Oh wow. Okay. So it doesn't look like it gives any stat boosts, but I mean, it looks pretty cool. It'd be nice to get like a whole set. But, you know, forgot to throw my numbers up there. There we go. Top left of your screen. Now we will see our usage. There's another corrupted cannibal deer and a corrupted fox. Oh, the corrupted things. Let me guess. She's going to tell me to go hunt like 3 of each of those things. Well, let's go talk to her and see what we got to do.
Are you okay? The orcs even got inside the forest. It seems the energy in the Tree of Life has been weakened. The Tree of Life began to wither 1,000 years ago. It's no wonder that the arboreal protection of the sanctity has been weakened. It can't
began
even
to wither
cope with
1,000
orcs now.
years ago. So was there like a certain point in the withering that it got bad enough for orcs to come in? Like, it seems like it'd be such a gradual change that they would have been able to keep up with it. Like, what happened?
Well, Even the stupidest soldiers would know they'd be dead the moment they stepped into the forest. Perhaps this orc lost his way and traveled...
No, it did not. There were like 3 of them.
Anyway,
there wasn't just
you
one.
should purify the corpse with fire.
Purify it with fire. Okay.
An evil corpse cannot remain inside the forest of life. The corpse
Okay.
must be burned.
Well, I'll tell you this. I did not expect my first quest to be to burn corpses. But she even just said, I don't know how this one got here. It must have been lost. But there's 3 of them. Yeah, I was right. Alright, well, let's go burn the corpses. Yeah. Burn. That was an amazing effect. Oh, did you see that? That fire was so hot that it only took half a second. And it vaporized the body. Here, this time we're going to get a better view. Yeah, there we go. Look at that. Look at that burn. Poof. That is amazing fire. They've got some like special magical elf fire here. Alright. Well, that does it.
Suddenly the orcs appeared, and the plan went wrong. For the time being, we must step... It's killing the poor, tormented beasts. This forest is dying, along...
I mean, something tells me that this tree of life wouldn't want us to kill things, right? Like, if it's sentient, wouldn't it be upset that we killed all the things instead of trying to heal them? Or cure them? Alright, well, I guess let's start fighting. Oh man, that is bad. The combat is worse. It's worse than the melee one. So, press 1, and then I press R, and then I press R. That's a 3 chain. So I already see a problem with this class as a mage. So, the magic bolt, this is like an instant attack. So it's not, it doesn't charge. There's no like timer. It's like an instant. So if I press 1 and then press RR, it does like a 3 move chain of like one-off instant abilities. The 2 is a charge, and it charges it up, and then it hits with 2 instants after that. But the thing I don't really get here is it takes 1.8 seconds, but it only deals 19 damage. I mean, I know it gives it a burn effect, but I just... Like, I'll show you. So, on this deer, we're going to use the 1 ability. So, here we go. 1, bang, bang, bang. Okay, so just like a bunch of instants. So now if we go to this fox and we do the other one. I just don't get it. Like, the combat system doesn't make any sense. Because basically all you're doing is you're unlocking a chain. Like this one is a, you know, 1 RR, 2 RR. This is going to be the same, 3 RR. Why not make all of those animations part of the same attack? And why not make them all charge abilities? That would make a lot more sense, because pressing R, all it does is activate the next attack in the chain. I don't understand why you should need to trigger that. Like, when would you not want to trigger that?
Good work. After the doomsday, all of the creatures in the forest suffered excruciating pain.
The doomsday?
I hope they will rest in peace.
But she said that it was 1,000 years ago. So have these creatures been suffering for 1,000 years? And what's this ring of providence? Is it like heaven or something?
Now that you've finished with the mission, come back to the patrol headquarters. If Ursula, leader of the patrol, asks you about me, tell her if the Tree of Life hadn't been wounded, the forest wouldn't have become corrupted.
She's talking about this stuff like the Tree of Life just got damaged like 5 minutes ago. But she clearly said that it was 1,000 years ago. Whatever. Alright, let's go. Man, I don't like this guy's run animation. He's like Like, look how lumbering he is when he runs. This is not how I would imagine an elf running. Oh yeah, it's reminding us we can click the shoe-shaped icon and not play the game. Let it play for me. You see that? Isn't that amazing? Look at that. I don't have to do anything. I can just sit here. I don't even have to play.
Ah, you're back. It took a long time for you to carry out your first mission. By the way, one last thing. Looks like an intruder has gotten into the forest again. These days.
Okay.
And sooner or later, a new successor is to be chosen to enter the sanctum of life.
Oh, the sanctum of life.
If you want more
I wonder if it'll be me that gets chosen. So it's another coming of age thing. There's going to be some tragedy and I'm going to be the one that saves everyone and then I'm going to get it. This story's a lot more straightforward though, I will say. That one with the lupus person, that was messed up, like with the wolf spirit, and it was all convoluted, and then it had you fighting the invaders to their forest. I mean, all in all, it's pretty much the same story, except here it looks like it's a giant tree instead of a big wolf dog. We'll see.
Welcome back. I have something to tell you. It would be a great honor for you to be chosen as the successor of the sanctum. It is their role to protect the Tree of Life, the mother of all of us.
Well, it sounds like the last several for the last 1,000 years did a pretty terrible job.
Worried? I suppose you should be. I can hardly understand your fears, as I was born before the Doomsday. But if you make
so you're over 1,000 years old.
Baron. Of course, you have the freedom to try or not. However, I hope you will become the successor and protect the Tree of Life. It will not be easy to find one suitable amongst the Sillen.
Okay. I don't really have a choice though. Okay, so this one's a who is this? Is this like a NPC?
I'm worried that Elaine is without a successor. She doesn't have that much time left.
So is she dying? This person's a successor too. So is it the successor, or is it just like a title? Like there's a group of successors? Because she just named one person. Elaine. Said she wasn't doing so well. Oh, this optimization is so bad. So there was a comment on my last video that said, show your specs to prove that you don't have a potato. I don't need to. Look at the numbers up here on the top left of my screen when it starts stuttering like that. Just so you know, I have 18 gigabytes of RAM, so this RAM figure could get up to over 18,000 to be considered 100%. Keep that in mind. The GPU, obviously, that explains itself. CPU, I just chose CPU 1. I actually have an 8-core CPU. But they all stay relatively the same. So, like for example, right now, if you say 50%, when I look over at my task manager, it's jumping around at the same percentages across almost all of the cores. So, I can tell you right now that the problem with this is Unreal Engine 3 running D3, D9. I mean, DirectX 9. I mean, we're past that at this point. I mean, we're 2 versions past that at this point, and long 2 versions past that at this point. So, anyway, as the game starts to stutter, take a look up there. That'll let you know if it's my hardware bottlenecking this game, or if it's just poor optimization. GPU's getting up there, I will admit, and I do believe that's because of the lighting effects in this room that I'm looking at here. Because if I look over here, I mean, the GPU percentage goes down quite a bit. As soon as I look in here, I mean, look at that jump. I mean, that's kind of what I was saying in the last video, is that it's like they didn't, I don't know. I mean, these are very basic effects. I mean, Final Fantasy XIV, which runs on DirectX 11 and looks a lot better than this, runs at 60 frames with this setup. So, I mean, there's no excuse that a game that looks worse would run worse. So, let's talk to Baron.
Are you a new patrolman? What brings you to the tower? Oh, I suppose you'd like to become a successor of the sanctum. At the first gate, you will face a trial that tests your knowledge about our past. Because you don't share the listen to what I say, then answer my
Okay,
question.
this should be
Tell
easy.
me when you're ready to take the test.
What happened? Okay, he's gonna. It's a cutscene. Great.
After the tree of life burned, the elves lost eternal life. Afterwards, the Scyllans like you were born.
Okay.
Some of us could not accept
So that
such a fate.
they should have showed this to us at the beginning.
And so they did something forbidden.
What did they do?
The Great Protector intervened to stop them. And there was a great battle.
What was done that was
Those
forbidden?
who had broken the sacred laws were expelled. But the Great Protector blamed herself for the tragedy. In the end, she resigned as Great Protector, leaving her broken bow behind.
What did they do that was forbidden? So they lost eternal life. But that one lady was over 1,000 years old. What did they do that was forbidden? I want to know. What did they do?
The day the flame of the evil dragon swept the Tree of Life is called the Doomsday.
After that day, I see.
No more eternal elves were born. I ask just one question of those who would wish to be a successor. What do you think is the difference between Scyllans and eternally living elves?
I mean, the true answer to this question is that they're inferior. I mean, think about it. If you're going to send an army off to war, are you going to send mortals or immortals? But I think he wants me to say this.
That's right. Are we elves superior to human beings? Or lupuses? Speaking about superiority between
That's
brothers
weird.
born
So
of
usually the elves are all high and mighty about
is the
themselves
most arrogant idea
as
of
being the
all.
greatest race. So if this is like the official stance of these elves, that's something pretty unique, I have to say.
We were all born of the Tree of Life. Even though you Scyllans won't live for eternity, you are not inferior to us. You finished the trial of the first gate. Now, go on to Patrick, the second gateway keeper.
Patrick.
I
These
wonder-
names are really bad. First it's Ursula, she's like the leader. You know, Ursula the elf. Baron, you know, that kind of sounds like an elf name. But Patrick? Are you serious? That's, you know, the elf Patrick. They didn't even try. It's like they just got like a dictionary of American or English names and they just said, just pick some off of these pages. I will say the voice acting of this area and of these NPCs is way better than the lupus one. I mean, there was a Habicht, a human, in the story of the wolf one, but his voice acting was still terrible. So, I'm like, maybe they did this one later or something, or maybe they did it earlier when they had more money. Cause like this area looks so much better than the other area. The other area was like lazy, and I mean, there's still these textures here are kind of lazy, but this is unique. A big, gigantic tree. You know, it's a common trope in fantasy, of course, but it's been put to good use here. I like it. I think it looks good. And the voice acting is much better. The story's more believable, and they've actually kind of filled in the blanks. You know, that doesn't fix the terrible combat or anything else about the game, but having a better experience here, I have to say.
Nice to meet you. I'm Patrick, the second gateway keeper. The second trial shouldn't be difficult for you. So have you heard of the fire of Ventus, the flame dragon? The flames still flicker in the successors help to control the fire for their whole life. The job will continue until the fire is... Please tell me when you are ready to face this trial. Then I will head.
Okay, so for the last 1,000 years, they've been putting holy water on the fire and dousing it. So I guess this is the tree itself right here. And the dragon must have shot his fireballs at this tree, which they carved out and live in. That's kind of weird. Okay, so what happens if I water this? Does it put them out? So then where does the new fire come from? If I'm putting... I mean, it's out. I mean, it's not like I'm just dousing the flames. I mean, it's putting it out all the way. So how does it come back? Is it like under the ground or something? Or... I mean, it is dragon fire, and so I suppose I can kind of give him a pass. I mean, in fantasy lore, dragon fire is way more powerful, hotter, stronger than regular fire, so... I don't know. I would be curious to know... Oh, well, it's back. But how, though? Maybe that's part of it. They don't know.
You've done well. How did you feel? As you see, the flames of Ventus still flicker in the Tree of Life even now. That seems like a question you should ask yourself, not an answer I should give to you. That's good. And now, please go to the third gateway key.
So is that all this is? Like, if you become a successor, you just kind of like are just a normal elf, and you just kind of waltz around and pour water on fire? That sounds like a terrible... Who would want to do that? That one elf was like a patroller, and she was able to go around and fight stuff and protect the city. But if I become a successor, then that means I have to go around and dump buckets of water on eternal fire? That doesn't sound like anything anybody should want to do. She told me it was optional, but like, if it were my choice, I wouldn't want to do it. Okay, now I gotta go see Elaine. They said she wasn't doing so well, so... What does that mean?
I'm Elaine, the successor of Lilianthes and the last gateway keeper. I'm so glad to finally see another soul. You have a similar manner to her. Perhaps she told me about you. She said that one would come who would be her successor. I am going to test your ability to control your own mind, so that we don't repeat the mistakes that... Now I will withdraw the darkness from the depths of your mind, in order to be her successor.
That's pretty cool.
Would you let others go before you?
Oh, that's yours! Okay. I have to admit right now, I'm actually enjoying this. Like that, this is really cool. So it's like pulling out the worst qualities of my being. Incarnate, and they're attacking. I have to defeat them, and they all look different. Like that's really cool. Again, that was it. Avarice, arrogance, and anger. Those are my only problems. All right, well, that's pretty legit. I guess my character's a pretty good guy. Hey, look at that face. How could you be mad at that face? Look at this guy. I mean, he's pretty good. Short-lived. I was excited and was enjoying it because I thought there would be like 7 more, but of course there's not.
Thank you. How are you feeling? I'm relieved to hear that. Now you have passed the gatekeeper and enter the Eternal Haven.
Ooh. The Eternal Haven. Speak to the sanctum gatekeeper. Oh, the guy standing right here?
You must be the one who was selected to be a successor to Elaine. Greetings. I am Garion, the sanctum.
I was selected to be the successor? I wasn't told. That seems like kind of a big deal for me not to know that.
Of course. A mother wouldn't stop her children. Just tell me that you'll go down there when everything...
Okay, I'm going to the Eternal Haven. I'm quite curious to see what this is. Speak to the sanctuary gatekeeper, Evan. Oh, jeez, it's another one of those things. Okay, so am I in the tree? Like, where am I? Well, that's not lore breaking at all. It's another player. I know it's an MMO, but don't you think this should have been instanced? I mean, this is... I was selected as the one. What is this person? And this person's not even an elf. Oh, that's creepy. I was trying to get in first person mode, but ugh. No, that person, that's a habit. Oh, it's not a player. Why would they allow a human down here? Alright. Alright, Evan.
Hello, I'm Evan, the gatekeeper here. Elaine is waiting for you beside the Tree of Life.
Okay. I'm kind of excited to see what this looks like. It's probably just going to be like a tiny little shrine or something. I don't know. Oh, wait, is this the Tree of Life? Just branches?
You've been through a lot of trouble coming up here. I believe you will surely be a great successor.
Wait, is she gonna kill herself?
Now I'll be able to... Right. As a Cylon, I arrived at the end of my lifespan long ago. But I couldn't leave the place of the Successor empty. So I have remained in this world against
Wait,
my
so
will.
you decide when you die. You're not immortal, but you decide when you die?
Lilianthe, please take this robe. Now that you are formally appointed as the successor of the sanctum, please.
So what is she gonna do?
We Cylons have a limited lifespan. So we need to pass our duties to the next generation before our time is up. Lilianthes, the life you granted me is now over. Now I'll pass on my duty as successor and return to your side.
Yeah, no kidding, she just... Well, that's awful nice. She decided that it was time for her to die, so she died. And I got this... He's not even holding it in his hands, it's just floating below his hands. Okay, so I received a robe. Oh, that doesn't look good on him at all. This is clearly... Like, if you look at the picture... Okay, I guess it is a male robe. It looks exactly like the one she was wearing. So did she just, like, take it off when she died and give me her old robe?
Elaine seemed calm. I suppose it's merely... I'm sorry to greet you so late. I am Taylene. You have time on your side. You will not have to take on the full burden of the role. Tanara also wondered about you. I told her a little, but she would be pleased to meet you.
Don't I know Tanara? Isn't that the one that I met at the very beginning? Oh man, I really don't like this robe at all. It's not... It doesn't look very good. I mean, if it's the garb of the successors, then...
Do you wish to visit the Sanctum of Life?
Okay, so I guess it's taking me back.
This is the Hiron Protected Zone.
Oh boy. Well, I think that whole thing, like, I think that concludes the tutorial part of this race, because it didn't say that protected zone thing before. So I think I was in like a newbie instance of the main city. I don't think that was actually the same one other players would be in. Although, speaking of other players, I have not seen a single other player this whole session. Man, this is bad. Look at that. My GPU is only at 19% and it's doing this. CPU under 40. Look at that. 20, 15. Like, how do you explain that?
That is just your argument, human. The Emperor, plotting against the elves. Is it...
My name is not human. It's Matthias Hobbit.
Are you kidding me? Matthias Hobbit is in this story too?
I watched the Grantas sneaking into this
I can't get away from this guy.
How dare you suggest...
He was in the Lupus
Doomsday?
story.
If you wish to ask me a favor, you'd better treat me with more respect. These robes indicate you have become the successor. The human makes such an argument, but it's nonsense for us to get involved in these petty power struggles.
Yeah, I would be happy to escort him to the exit. This guy isn't... At least he's not wearing his stupid little helmet, but... his voice is so annoying.
That elf wouldn't listen. Why is everybody only telling me to talk to that elf? That's something like a soldier in human terms, correct? But if
Man,
she's
I'm getting
just
from
a
this,
soldier,
the humans are just
how does she
stupid in
command
this
such
world.
authority? Both she and the other elves, they wouldn't accept that the Emperor could be plotting against Elgratis. It seems
Why does he say we? Like, I don't even know you.
There's nothing...
Come on, we're going out back. We're gonna go out back and take care of you, because... Take him outside and hear him out? Wait, that's a requirement of the quest, is to hear him out? Okay, my quest marker is on where he's standing now. But it says to go... Do I have to follow him?
Tanara refuses to believe it. But the Emperor is after the Tree of Life.
Why? It's been pretty much destroyed and there's eternal fire burning around it.
Serve isn't trying to use Sylvan Elves, but to help them.
You know what? I don't feel like continuing with this guy. He can just stand right there. I think we're gonna end it here. So basically, the story for the elves is better. And I was kind of excited to see where it was gonna go, but then Matthias Habicht had to appear. I don't understand how a game can do that. Like, it's a different race, a different story, meant to be taking place at the same time. But this annoying NPC that nobody likes is in all of them. Like, how is he in all these places simultaneously? He's just standing there waiting for me. Like, you can't continue playing the game unless you follow me. So,